Good afternoon. Welcome back. Today, we shall commence our discussion from where we stopped. Carriage of goods by sea. Carriage of goods by sea. The first here is voyage charter party. A voyage charter party is a legal document that outlines the terms and conditions of a contract for the charter of a specific vessel for a particular voyage. It is a fundamental document in maritime trade, serving as a contract between the ship owner, that is the vessel owner, and the charterer. The charterer here is regarded as the party hiring the vessel. A legal document that spells out the do's and don'ts, the terms and conditions, the memorandum of understanding between the vessel owner. These are what I want, this is what I don't want. There's an MOU between himself and the party hiring the vessel. These are my terms and conditions. So, and so. If you wish to make use of a definite vessel. And by so doing, there are key elements typically covered in a voyage charter party. They include one, again, the key elements typically covered in a voyage charter party. First one here is vessel details. The vessel details. Here it talks about identification of vessel, the name, the type. You must be able to identify that this vessel belongs to me, this is mine, with the name boldly written on it, and what type is it? The tonnage and the flag raised. The next is owners and charterers. The owners and the charterers. And it contains names of the ship owners and the person hiring the vessel. Ship owners and charterers. This is this entails the names of the ship owner and the person hiring the vessel. Another point here is the description of the voyage. The description of the voyage. This talks about the routes where a vessel will pass through, the expected route, the ports of loading and discharge, and any agreed upon waypoints where they will both meet to transact business or various businesses. Another point here is the cargo details. Cargo details. This talks about the quantity, also the type of goods or cargo, the weight, and the type of goods to be transported. The quantity, the type, the weight, the type of cargo to be transported. Lay time and demurrage. Lay time and demurrage. Lay time refers to the agreed upon time allowed for the loading and unloading of cargo. That is the time between both parties agreed upon. I want it done 10 a.m., 9 a.m., 7 a.m., as the case may be. It is the compensation. It is the compensation payable by the charterer to the ship owner for delays in loading or unloading beyond the agreed lay time. There are several contingencies, circumstances that may crop up in the event of getting things done, that is, transacting your business or businesses. This can lead to delay or delays in unloading and loading beyond the agreed time by both parties involved. As such, a compensation will be made payable by the charterer to the owner of the ship owner, should there be any delay in this process. Of course, the factors may be different. It may be outside the control of the charterer. As such, this will have been stated in the terms of contract. As such, demurrage is, of course, demurrage will come to place. That is that. We have the freight rate. The freight rate is the agreed upon freight rate, which is the payment made by the charterer to the ship owner for the transportation of the cargo. The agreed upon freight rate, which is the payment made by the charterer to the ship owner for the transportation of the cargo. This is straightforward and simple, easy to digest. We also have the payment terms. Payment terms. The payment terms provide details regarding the payment of freight. Any advance payments and the currency in which payments are to be made. This tells us the details regarding the payment of freight. Should any advance payments crop up, it will have been stated in the terms and conditions of the contract. And the type of currency that will be used for payments will be in dollars, in euros, in pounds, in our Nigerian naira, etc. We also have the hire and duration. The hire and duration. If it is a time charter, the hire, the person renting such will pay for the use of the vessel over a specified period. In a voyage charter, this may not be as relevant since the charter is for a specific voyage rather than a time period. The charter is for a definite voyage, a given voyage rather than a time period. Why? Because it may not be as relevant, as important. For cancellation of clause, for the cancellation of clause, there are conditions under which either party can cancel the charter, including any penalty or compensation. The ship owner, if the ship owner during the course of the contract wishes to cancel the terms of contract or wishes to breach the terms of contract, compensation or penalty is liable. This will have been discussed before signing such a contract. And if it's on the part of the charterer, of course, he or she knows that penalty or compensation is likely to crop up, is certain. We have the bills of lading. The charter party may reference the bills of lading, which are documents issued by the ship owner acknowledging the receipt of goods and serving as a document of title. The bill or bills of lading describe the charter party referencing the bills of lading. Of course, they are the documents that will be issued by the ship owner acknowledging the receipt of goods and serving as a document of title. The responsibilities for costs is another factor or key variables and elements involved in the carriage of goods by sea. The allocation of costs such as port charges, canal dues, and other expenses related to the voyage are embedded within this factor or consideration. What this tells us is that there are certain responsibilities that will be borne by the charterer. This include the port charges, the canal dues, there are some dues that is premised on this, and other expenses related to the voyage. All these are carefully stated in the terms of contract before their execution. Next is warranties and indemnities. Any warranties or guarantees provided by either party, as well as indemnities in case of breaches of contract. This talks about the warranty or guarantees provided by either party. Indemnity is like a compensation for whoever breaches the contract in question. Law and arbitration. Law and arbitration. Voyage charter practices are widely used in the shipping industry, providing a legal framework for the transportation of goods by sea. They offer flexibility for one-off shipments at once, first payment at once, and allow parties to tailor the terms to their specific needs for a particular voyage. It is important for both parties, it is the ship owners and the charterers, to carefully review and negotiate the terms of the charter party to ensure a clear understanding of their respective rights and obligations. As rightly said, that voyage charter parties are widely used in the shipping industry, providing a legal framework for the transportation of goods by sea. They offer flexibility for one-off shipments and allow parties to tailor their terms to their specific needs for a particular voyage. It is crucial for both ship owners and charterers to carefully review and negotiate terms of the charter party to ensure a clear understanding of their respective rights and obligations. Here, both parties need to sit and talk at length. You understand your rights, you understand your do's and don'ts. Should there be any breach or any falsification of documents, there are ways to go about them. Should there be any breach of contract, there are compensations and penalties that will be paid. So both parties need to understand the rights and obligations in the course of executing the contract. Where there are disputes, the processes involved, often through arbitration. All these require clear understanding by both parties involved. Terms peculiar to voyage charter party. Terms peculiar to voyage charter party. One, before mentioning them, it is important to understand that in a voyage charter party, there are several terms and clauses that are specific to maritime contracts for the transportation and movement of goods on a particular voyage. These terms help define the rights and obligations of both the ship owner and the charterer. Here are some terms peculiar to voyage charter parties. Lay time. The lay time refers to the agreed upon time earlier discussed, during which the charterer has the right to use the vessel for loading and unloading cargo without incurring additional charges. The calculation of lay time is crucial, and any excess time may lead to demurrage charges. And simply put, it is that agreed upon time during which the charterer has the right to use the vessel for loading and unloading cargo without incurring additional charges. For example, there's an agreed upon time that you're going to load and unload, perhaps within 24 hours or 48 hours. Anytime beyond that, demurrage will set in. Of course, that means there will be an additional charges that will be incurred. Two is demurrage. Is the compensation payable by the charterer to the ship owner for delays in loading or unloading beyond the agreed lay time. It is a per day charge designed to compensate the owner for the extended use of the vessel. You have the notice of readiness. Terms peculiar to voyage charter party. The first one, as earlier discussed, is lead time. Second one is demurrage. The third is notice of readiness. The notice of readiness is a formal communication from the ship owner or master to the charterer, indicating that the vessel has arrived. It's like a notification that the vessel has arrived at the loading or discharge port and is ready to commence operations. Lead time often starts upon the receipt of notice of readiness. We have the FIO, the FILO, and the FO. Free in and out, free in, liner out, and free out. These terms define the responsibilities for loading and unloading. The FIO means the charterer is responsible for loading the cargo on the vessel. The FILO means the charterer is responsible for loading but not unloading. While the FO means the charterer is responsible for unloading the cargo. They define the responsibilities for loading and unloading. Here they talked about the FIO, which means that the charterer is responsible for loading the cargo onto the vessel. The loading of cargo is premised on the charterer. That is the person hiring the vessel. The FILO states that the charterer is responsible for loading but not unloading. The FO means the charterer is responsible for loading the cargo. You have the dread freight. Excuse me. The dread freight refers to the compensation paid by the charterer to the ship owner for cargo space that was contracted but not used. It compensates the ship owner for the empty space that could have been filled with additional cargo. It's the compensation paid to the charterer. To who? The ship owner. For the cargo space that was not contracted. For the cargo space that was contracted, rather, but not used. It compensates the ship owner for the empty space that could have been filled with additional cargo. You have the demise charter. A demise charter, also known as bareboat charter, is a type of charter where the ship owners or ship owner provides the vessel without crew and the charterer takes full control, including providing the crew, maintenance, and operational control. We also have bills of lading. The bills of lading are documents issued by the ship owner acknowledging the receipt of goods and serving as a document of title. They are often mentioned in the charter party, specifying the conditions under which they will be issued. They are often mentioned in the charter party, specifying the conditions under which they will be issued. Next, we have just talked about the bills of lading. The next is the general average. Let's take a note. The terms peculiar to very charter party again, we have the lay time, we have the demurrage, we have the notice of readiness. This has been explained earlier. Also, I want to quickly list them and I will explain. We have the dead freight, the demise charter, the bills of lading, the FO, the FIO, and the FILO, the general average, the demise clause, the port rotation, the safe port warranty, and the congestion clause. Now let's talk about the general average. The general average is a principle in maritime law where all parties involved in a sea venture proportionally share the losses resulting from voluntary sacrifices to save the ship and cargo. The concept is often addressed in the charter party. Again, it's a principle in maritime law where all parties involved in a sea venture proportionally share the losses. They all share the losses. Whenever the profit comes, they bear the profit, they enjoy the profit. So at the same time, if otherwise comes, and in this case is the losses resulting from voluntary sacrifices to save the ship and cargo. Of course, in life, everything cannot be sweet. There are times where it will be sweet, and there are times where it becomes sour. We just have to bear it. For the time being, this concept is often addressed in the charter party. The demise clause. Here, in some voyage charterers, there might be a demise clause that temporarily transfers control of the vessel to the charterer for the duration of the charter period. This is different from a standard voyage charter, where the shipowner retains operational control. Should there be a demise clause that temporarily transfers control of the vessel to the charterer for the duration of the charter period, that is in some voyage charterers, such exist at times. Of course, it's temporary, and of course, they are different from a standard voyage charter where the ship owners retain or retains operational control. We have the port rotation. The sequence of ports to be visited during the voyage. The port rotation is usually specified in the charter party and influences the overall duration of the voyage. A sequence of ports to be visited during the voyage. The port rotation is usually specified in the charter party and influences the overall duration of the voyage. Whenever there is a need for rotation at the port, perhaps due to congestion or otherwise, rotation sets in, and which of course are usually specified, indicated in the charter party. This of course influences the overall duration of the voyage. Safe port warranty. The charterer often provides a warranty that the nominated loading or discharge port is safe and secure for the vessel. If the port is not safe, the charterer may be liable for any resulting losses. Safe port warranty. The charterer, that is the person hiring the vessel, often provides a warranty that the nominated loading or discharge port is where the unloading is going to take place. The discharge port that is safe, secure for business to be transacted or for transaction to occur or take place. If the port is not safe, then the liability rests on the shoulders of the charterer. Simple and straightforward. The congestion clause. This clause may address the handling of congestion at the loading or discharge port and how it affects late time or demurrage calculations. Vessels may be too much at the point of loading or the point of discharge or discharge port. This clause addresses how it affects late time or demurrage calculations. When there are too many vessels, perhaps at the loading or discharge port, demurrage or later calculations may be affected by these conditions or clause. Therefore, understanding these terms is crucial for both parties involved in a voyage charter party to ensure a clear mutually beneficial agreement for the transportation of goods by sea. Legal professionals, ship owners, and charterers often engage in negotiations to define and clarify these terms based on specific requirements of the voyage. It is important for everyone, every party involved in this line of business to understand the terms and conditions. With that, it becomes mutually beneficial. The agreement for the transportation of goods and services becomes clear, apparent, and vivid enough. Therein, legal professionals, ship owners, and charterers that often engage in negotiations. So define and clarify these terms based on the specific requirements of the voyage can have a wonderful playground for the transaction of their various businesses. The time charter party. A time charter party is a legal document that outlines the terms and conditions for the charter of a specific vessel for a defined period. Unlike a voyage charter party, which is focused on a single voyage, a time charter party grants the charterer the use of the vessel for a specified period or specified duration. The ship owner retains possession and control of the vessel, while the charterer is responsible for operational aspects during the charter period. Simply put, this time charter party is a legal document that outlines the terms and conditions for the charter of a specific vessel for a defined period, for a given period, for a particular period. It went further to say that unlike a voyage charter party, which is focused on a single voyage, a time charter party grants the charterer the use of the vessel for a specified duration. Therein, the ship owner retains possession and control of the vessel, while the charterer is responsible for operational aspects during the charter period. Of course, there are key elements typically covered in a time charter party. We have discussed earlier the terms peculiar to a voyage charter party. And now, we want to talk about the key elements typically covered under a time charter party. This will be discussed when next we meet. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for listening.